What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Human League, and we're back as Lucas stretches those back feet to finish Hysteria 1984. Thank you, as always, to Han Solo for providing the Human League material. And the last track is Don't You Know I Want You, which feels almost like the other side of Don't You Want Me. It feels like the title is just, in terms of the words, very similar, though obviously the meaning is shifted or from a different angle. But yeah, it feels like a question between maybe one-time lovers, maybe potential lovers, maybe current lovers, but yes, it feels like a desire that is being expressed, but in a way where it's questioning the perception and cognizance of the other. So yes, I do wonder if this is in any way related to their mega hit Don't You Want Me, but ultimately I will see what I can catch on a first listen. This is the Human League. The track is Don't You Know I Want You, and it's the final tune on their 1984 album Hysteria. To that bass line.
Got the keys to my car, but I don't want to go nowhere. I'm not a tall boy, but I've plenty of time to spare. There's only one thing that I know would take me there. I've got one thing to say to you.
I guess you just don't realize
When you see me look at you,
there's more than friendship in my eyes.
don't you know I want you? Don't you know I want you? You can really get a buzz hanging out with the cool and free. You can act like a monarch or a pillar of the bourgeoisie. Anything you want to do, I'm never gonna disagree. But I've got a point of view, how about a little sympathy? I've got one thing to say to you.
I guess you just don't realize
When you see me look at you,
there's more than friendship in my eyes.
don't you know I want you? 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 Don't you know I want you?
A shorter one. I want to say like 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. In fact, just over 3. So yeah, it's a fun end to the album, and although it's a very different sentiment as far as I can tell from Don't You Want Me, which, you know, I think I mentioned it during that reaction, but when I heard that song when I was younger, I didn't quite pick up on the, like, full menace of the lyrics of, like, oh, we'll both be sorry if you don't commit to this. There's a, you know, a threat to that song, and I don't feel like that's the case here. But we do get the male-female back and forth, although it sounds like they're both headed in the same direction. It sounds like they're both saying, you know, can't you tell that I want more than friendship here? I want a physicality, a sexual encounter. But it also is interesting because he's saying something like, can't you, I forget exactly what the phrasing is, but something like, can't you give me a little understanding here? I've got a point of view. So it sounds like maybe there's a sense that, even the speaker who's saying, like, don't you know, can't you see this for what it is, that, like, maybe his behavior, his actions are, a bit erratic or something. And so he's saying, like, look, you got to understand, like, I got a point of view here. I'm approaching this from a certain angle. But the way that, like, she finishes the line that, like, in your eyes there's more than friendship or something like that, it sounds like she is aware and or is feeling the same way. I do enjoy the energy, especially of the chorus, and there's like that rising vocal synth crescendo that accompanies the main thrust of the chorus. So yeah, it's a fun tune, an energetic tune, and then we have that like rhythmic section where there's sort of, I don't know if it's actually xylophone, but it has that like percussive slash melodic dynamic where it's like we're getting a rhythmic percussive flourish, but it has like melody to it. There's like different tones that we hear, and I was trying to figure out what the end of the run was because it kept cycling, and the end of each iteration had this like clap sound or like something metallic hitting the ground, and then the last version of it, or the last time around, that last part of it seemed to like scatter off or like bounce on like tile floor or something. So I'm curious, number one, what that sound actually was, and if there is any like figurative meaning in that sonic element. But then it goes like really stripped down, and we just get that steady pulsing kick drum with Oakey's voice like really flourishing the title of the song. So yeah, a fun tune, an energetic tune, in a way like very different from Don't You Want Me, both I think lyrically and sonically, because it doesn't have that like more like catchy like pop hit type of sonic atmosphere, at least to my ears and brain, but nevertheless very enjoyable and a cool way to end the album, with a bit of a fun tune. So yeah, ultimately I've enjoyed this album a great deal, and while it's very different from Dare, I still feel like there's a distinct sound. Like they very much, this version of Human League by this point, they have their own sound, even if they experiment with it, and even if there's, let's say, some that are more immediately compelling than others. But yeah, I've had fun with this album. Once again, shout out to Han Solo and to Mark and many others who've been commenting along the way. Do let me know what you think, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.